Welcome to Positive Atheism English Channel. Today in our program, My Life with Gora, an autobiography of Srimati Saraswati Gora, an atheist. I am continuing the chapter Atheist Center in Mudunuru from where I have left in the last episode. In the last episode, we have been knowing about 4 incidents which happened in Saraswati Gora's life during the stay at Mudunuru. First one I have read out to you in the last episode, and the next one I am going to read out to you now. I will relate an incident that occurred when Gora and I were traveling in Gujarat much later. An elderly gentleman noticed that I had no mark on my forehead, nor the Mangalsutram on my neck, and asked Gora innocently right in front of me, "When did your wife become a widow?" To that, Gora replied without hesitation, "As soon as she had married me." He was astonished and scrutinized both of us carefully. After settling down, he became ashamed of himself for asking such a question and apologized. Gora said repeatedly there was no need to apologize. His question was reasonable. He joked around narrating other incidents and made the air lighter. Nevertheless, what Gora said was true. The moment I had married Gora, the traditional ideas in me were widowed. Although my marriage with Gora was performed in the traditional way, I think that at the same time my traditionalism was widowed and I remarried the revolutionary Gora. Marriage, widowhood, and remarriage all took place at the same moment to the same couple. That's why we had been continuously progressing in the atheist movement. Another incident was fire walking. The open space in front of the temple in Mudunuru was a witness to all events. When Mahatma Gandhi came to Mudunuru in his Harijan March in 1933, they held his meeting right here. On the same grounds, they had scheduled in 1940 a fire walking event to help the villagers to come out of the atmosphere of superstitions and think rationally. Jagan Mohan Rao, the student of Gora, who had built the firebed in Masulipatnam, and his relative came to Mudunuru and set up the charcoal bed. To watch this, hundreds of men and women gathered from the villages around Mudunuru. They all sat on rooftops of the surrounding houses, on the porches and walls of the temple to see if anyone could walk on fire. Since Gora demonstrated this by walking on fire in Masulipatnam, I decided that I too should walk this time. When the word spread all through the village that I was going to walk on fire, many women came to witness the event. After Gora walked on the firebed, some youth walked. Then I tied up my sari and walked on it. Unexpectedly, Lavanam too walked bravely after me. There was big commotion in everyone when even the 10-year-old Lavanam walked after me. After us, 10 women tied their saris up and walked on the fire. None of them came prepared to walk on it. Besides men, I and Lavanam walking and none of us being burnt gave them confidence and encouraged them to walk. That was it. With firm resolution, they walked with pleasure, confidently and enthusiastically. This gratified me a great deal. What awareness and what a change in the women. I must narrate an incident that occurred in this context. The husband of one of the women who walked after me went to walk on the live charcoals along with the youth who had walked after us. But he saw the red hot burning charcoals and withdrew. But as his wife already walked bravely after me on the fires, the youth made fun of him right there, saying, "You didn't have the guts your wife had." He couldn't stand being made fun of. So after he went home, he beat his wife, saying, "Why did you walk when I couldn't? I was humiliated because of you." The next morning, the youth learned of this, went to his place and scolded him, saying, "You must be glad that your wife couldn't walk, even though you couldn't. But you had no business to beat her up." Then things quieted down. In this context, I remember another incident that happened around 1976. They started a training program to teach sewing on machines to village women on behalf of Vasavya Mahila Mandali. They taught the Harijan and Girijan women who joined the program not only sewing on a machine but also literacy. After a month, The husband of a Girijan young lady asked her about the things she had learned. She talked to him more proudly about her learning to read than sewing on the machine. The illiterate husband felt humiliated at his being illiterate and her being literate, and beat her on the head with an axe, blaming her for learning to read without his permission. They had to take her to the hospital for treatment. Even a caste council was arranged where he demanded a divorce from her. We pleaded with him at length, convinced him with great effort, and succeeded in saving their marriage. From these incidents, we can understand how the majority of men in our country believe in the tradition that their wives shouldn't be superior to them in any aspect. These ideas exist even in educated people to this day. And from here, I shall read out you in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English Channel, presented by Samaram channel, which has 21 crore views. Please like, subscribe and share our videos, and for notification of our new videos, please click the bell icon.